Hello everyone, welcome back to our lecture series on power electronics. In this module, we are discussing DC to AC converter or inverter, where we give DC voltage as input and we get AC voltage or current as output. Now, in the topic inverter, we have covered various other subtopics. For example, single phase inverter, voltage source inverter, three phase voltage source inverter, different topologies, for example 120-degree conduction mode, 180-degree conduction mode, and we also have discussed current source inverter. In addition, we have discussed the operation and the Fourier analysis for single phase and three phase inverters. In this lecture, I am going to cover the topic pulse width modulation. So let's start. Let's see what is pulse width modulation, what is its importance, why do we need to study. Before going to the pulse width modulation, first of all, if I tell you that in case of single phase inverter, in single phase inverter, whenever we have drawn the square wave operation, the output voltage for square wave operation, that is omega t, and suppose say this is output voltage. What was that? Suppose this is 180 degree and this is 360 degree pi, and suppose this is 2 pi. So what was the output voltage? Output voltage was plus VDC for half cycle and then minus VDC for next half cycle, and then it's continue. This is plus VDC, this is minus VDC. Now what is VDC? VDC is the DC input voltage of the inverter. So this is alternating voltage we get at the output, so therefore this is called the output voltage. Now what we require AC. Then after filtering out the harmonics, we can find out the sinusoidal fundamental voltage. So now we have expressed this output voltage in terms of suppose various fundamental plus various odd harmonics. So that was n equals to 1, 3, 5, 7, this way till up till infinity. So what was the voltage? V4 VDC by n pi of sinusoidal sine of n omega t. This one was the output voltage expressions. Now what is the peak value? The peak value is suppose say V peak value for different harmonics. Whenever we talk about n equals to 1 means fundamental, and n equals to 3 is the third harmonic, fifth harmonic, seventh harmonics, like that. So what was the peak value? Peak value was 4 VDC by n pi. So for n equals to 1, what was the magnitude? So that is V1 peak, fundamental frequency, the peak value of the fundamental frequency, or say V peak for fundamental, Vp1. This one was 4 VDC by pi. So this is the value or the magnitude, amplitude of this, of the sinusoidal or the fundamental wave, fundamental frequency. Now if we talk about the n equals to 3, then what will happen? This is the Vp3, so this will be 4 by 3 into VDC by pi. So this is how we will get it. Simultaneously we can calculate other frequencies also for n equals to 5, n equals to 7, like that. So these are the magnitude of the third or fifth harmonics or fundamental or fifth harmonic, this way. Now this gives a significant amount of harmonic content in the waveform. Now obviously our objective is to eliminate this harmonics, or this is objective. What we can do, if we cannot eliminate completely, then we can reduce. That is our next objective, the reduction of these harmonics. So what was the objective? To eliminate first, eliminate. If we cannot eliminate completely, then reduce harmonics, that is the first one. Next, what is the value if I find out this one? This will peak value if I calculate. The fundamental peak value will be around 0.9 of VDC. C is missing. VDC. 0.9 of VDC means 90% of this value. So this is value, around this value will get the peak. This will be the fundamental. Sorry. It's not proper. Suppose that this is going peak and still it is not fine. This way. This. So this is the 90% of the DC value and the 0.9 of the VDC. That is the maximum value we can get it. Peak value. Now suppose if we want to control it. If we want to control it, suppose we want to reduce this value. How we can do that? Here using the square wave, we cannot. Square wave operation or from the square wave voltage, we cannot change this DC magnitude, sorry, the peak value of the fundamental frequency. So we have to control the magnitude. That is our next objective. Control magnitude of AC wave. AC output voltage. These is our two objectives which we want to fulfill from this. If we want to increase further, then it is a different issue. I think I have done a mistake here. This is 4 by 3 is not 0.9. This is not 0.9. 4 by pi. So this is 4 by 3.14. So that is not less than 1. That will be 1.2 around 1.2. So this will not be less than 1. This will be around 1.2. So whatever I have drawn here, that is not correct. Sorry for the calculation mistake. This will be around 0.4. You just cross check. You just cross check this one. These two values you just cross check. I think this is correct now, but still just verify this one. So if I do so, then what will happen? This is around 20% more. This one. So fundamental will be 20% more. This. So this value is that 1.2 into VDC. That one. This is 20% more. So now this is the maximum value. 1.2 into VDC is the maximum value we can achieve by the square wave operation. Now if I want to reduce this one, we cannot go beyond that. We cannot increase further than more than 20%, but we can reduce this one. Suppose 0.9, 0.8, 0.7, that we can do it. How we can do that? So therefore that control which is less than this 1.2, that means the 20% of this one, that we can do this. How we can do this control? That control can be done using pulse width modulation, that is this one, pulse width modulation. By what is the pulse width modulation? The pulse width modulation is that the width of the pulse. What is the pulse? We provide the PWM, we provide the gate pulse to control the switches or the thyristor or the IGBTs or MOSFETs, whatever the switch we use. In order to control those switches, we have to provide gate pulses, and those pulses have some width. Now by controlling that width of the gate pulses, we can basically control the output voltage of the inverter and the harmonics. That means these two objectives can be satisfied or can be achieved by controlling the width of the pulse which we apply to the gate. Now in this case, what is the gate pulse? Gate pulse is from this point to this point. This is the whole width. Now if we can control this width of the pulse, then we can reduce the harmonics and we can control the AC output voltage of the fundamental frequency. Okay. Now how we can do that? Now what we can do that, suppose this is the pulse. So suppose that this is the one, this one is the pulse I am giving for the positive one. That means we have two switches in one leg. Suppose for positive switch I am giving this one. Obviously there will be a complementary one. Whenever this will be 0, another one will be 1, and then after some decay we will get the another pulse, that is for switch 2. This pulse, suppose whenever this is 1 will 0, then this will come in, and this way this pulse is given here, another switch. So by controlling this width of the pulse, we can basically control the output voltage. Now in that case it will not be a square wave, it will be stepped waveform, the pulsed waveform. Now suppose say we are controlling the width, and that there are various that width control is called pulse width modulation technique. We have various type of pulse width modulation technique. Number one is called, if we have single pulse in per half cycle, then we call the single pulse modulation. If we have multiple pulse in the in one half cycle, then we call this as the multiple pulse modulation. If we control this width of the pulse using a sinusoidal reference wave, then it is called the sinusoidal pulse modulation. We will discuss one by one in the next part of this lecture. So what is the pulse width modulation? Suppose, as I have shown you, that this is the time and this is the width of the pulse. Now if we control this width of the pulse, this is the width, suppose say this is the width called D, is the width of the pulse. Okay. If we control this width of the pulse, then this is called the pulse width modulation. We are modulating the signal by controlling the width of the pulse. Suppose say we are doing this, width has been reduced. This is the maximum square wave operation. If we do, this is the maximum width. Now if I reduce this width, then what will happen? Obviously the voltage, peak value of this voltage will be reduced. Now we can adjust this width in such a way that the particular harmonics can also be eliminated. We can completely eliminate in particular harmonics in this, or overall we can reduce this harmonics. So this is called pulse width modulation, by which we control the pulse. Now let us move on to the first topic, which is called single pulse modulation. In single pulse modulation, what we do, we have one pulse whose width is being controlled or varied. We have one pulse per half cycle whose width is controlled or varied to control the output voltage. Okay. Then this technique is called the single pulse modulation. Let us understand what is that. Okay. Let's say this is the output voltage. Previously what was the output voltage? Square wave. Now what I have done, width of the pulse has been controlled from the square wave. Now the width is not pi. That is, previously what was the width? Width was the pi in case of square wave operation. That is from 0 to pi and pi to 2 pi. This way. This is the duration, 180 degree. Now what we are doing, now controlling this width of the pulse, and this is less than 180 degree. In that case what will happen? Let's see. So suppose this is pi, this is 2 pi. First segregate this part. Now if I draw it here, suppose this is the width of the pulse. This is the width of the pulse. This is the width of the pulse. This is pi. This is 2 pi. Obviously this will be pi by 2, and this is 3 pi by 2. Now what is the width? Width is D, and let me write it down. You can make it 2D also. In some reference you may get 2D also. This is same. Now I have considered the pulse width is d, and this is symmetrical about pi by 2. Now if I control this width, d can be controlled, then what will happen? This will be the output voltage, suppose. So the output voltage has been controlled. This is the output voltage. Now what will be the magnitude here? I have told that we can reduce the magnitude, and I have also told that we can reduce that particular frequency can be, harmonics can be eliminated. Now what we can do it? Let us say how to find out this output waveform expression. What is this? For that we have to find out first Bn. Bn. What is the Bn? This is equals to, this is the by the way, this is our, this waveform possesses half wave symmetry and quarter wave symmetry both. You can verify this one. This possesses half wave symmetry and quarter wave symmetry. Now if it is possesses the quarter wave symmetry, we will get the 4 by pi integration of 0 to pi by 2, 0 to pi by 2 of this waveform. This waveform is VDC. VDC is not from 0. This is basically, suppose say, how we can find out, suppose say we can do it two ways. Suppose say, let us find out the theta. If I find out the, if I put it theta, what, sorry, this one was VDC. This is, suppose say, VDC. VDC sine in omega t, in omega t, d omega t. So this is one way we can do it, or another way we can do it. This is pi by 2 to this theta. Suppose say theta equals to pi by 2 minus d by 2. That is what we also can do it. We can replace by this one, pi by 2 to d by 2. That also we can do it. Let us see. With theta, let us first understand 4 VDC by n pi. This is minus of cosine of n omega t theta to pi by 2. So this will be 4 VDC by n pi, and what will be the expression? This will be cos n theta minus of cos of n pi by 2, this one. So here cos pi by 2 will be 0. If we consider n equals to 1, 3, 5, in this case this part will be 0. This will be 0 for the n value, n equals to 1, 3, 5. So what is our final expressions? Our final expressions will be 4 VDC by n pi cosine of n theta. Now if I replace this one, instead of theta, if we replace this one, then what we can find out? 4 VDC by n pi cosine of pi by minus this one. So this one will be sine of n into d by 2. That is what we can find out. So in terms of d, in terms of theta, we can, if we write. So now if I write the V output expressions, so that will be summation of n equals to 1, 3, 5, like this to infinity. This one will be 4 VDC by n pi, then this is, suppose a sine n d by 2 into sine n omega t. This is the final expression of the output. Now if we talk about the peak value, that means V output peak value. So what is the V output peak value? That will be 4 VDC, that is this value, this one, this value, this value. Now previously what was the peak value? Previously, that means for square wave peak value was n pi. This one was the peak value for the square wave operation. Now whenever we are considering the pulse width modulation, PWM, for pulse width modulation or single pulse modulation, what is the change? There is a one factor which is introduced here, or it is multiplied, that is sine of n d by 2. What is the d by 2? D by 2 is the half of this distance. This is the total distance is d. The half of the distance is d by 2. So this is the factor which helps us to control the peak value of this one, of the sinusoidal output voltage. The peak value or the magnitude of the sinusoidal output voltage, amplitude of the sinusoidal output voltage can be controlled by controlling the duty cycle. If we can control the duty cycle, so that peak value can be controlled. So that is how we can control the peak value. Now, how we can do the harmonic elimination? Suppose if you want to eliminate suppose particular value of the harmonics. In that case, what we can do? So, if our this is the magnitude, so this is the amplitude of this any particular signal. So, particular n value. Suppose we want to eliminate the fifth harmonics n equals to 5. Whatever the value we have, that we want to eliminate this one. For eliminating this one, what we have to do it? V is the peak value. This is the peak value for fifth harmonics. We have to make it 0. We have to make the fifth. This is the n value. N is the fifth harmonics. This is the peak value. The peak value of the fifth harmonic waveform. If we want to make it 0, then what should be the value of the d? By controlling the d, we can do it this one. So what is this one? The 4 VDC by n pi the sine of. So what is the n value? N is the 5, and what is the sine? Sine is the 5 of d by 2. That is equals to 0. So what we can say that this is equals to d equals to 2 by 5 into sine inverse of what is the 0? Sine equals to sine 0, it may be 0 to the pi, so n pi, this one. That is how you can find out. Sorry, this one. This is equals to sine n pi. So sine will be cancelled out, so it is n pi. 2n pi by 5. So this is how, if we can control this duty cycle, not duty cycle, this is that is width of the pulse, then basically we can control we can eliminate particular harmonics. We can eliminate this one. So this gives us the width of the pulse. So that is how any harmonic, if we want to eliminate particular harmonic, then we can do that by controlling the pulse width. We can control the magnitude of this particular harmonics, or total, what is the magnitude of the fundamental wave, that also we can control. So this is the advantage of the pulse width modulation. This is the advantage of the pulse width modulation. So this is what I have described. This is the single pulse modulation. Now if we want to go for multiple pulse modulation, so what is the single pulse modulation means? We have one pulse in one half cycle, per half cycle, one pulse per half cycle, that is called a single pulse modulation, whose width can be controlled. Okay, that's the d is the width. Now in this case, multiple pulse, suppose we have more than one pulse per half cycle. So now let me derive this part. Let me derive this for the say 2 pulse per half cycle. I am considering 2 pulse per half cycle. This is the output voltage, and this is pi, this is 2 pi, and that's all. So it is pi by 2. So let me consider this is one pulse width, another pulse width. Each has equal pulse width. Maybe it has equal pulse width, maybe the different pulse width. Here I am considering the equal pulse width. So let's say here we are going to get the negative voltage. This is again the negative pulse. So similarly here also we can do it this way. So this is pi by 2, this is pi, this is 3 pi by 2, this is 2 pi, this way. So this is the multiple pulse modulation. Here what is the width of this pulse? Suppose this is the d is the width of the pulse. D is the width of the pulse here. So they are the multiple pulse. So for that, what will be the expression of the output voltage, that we will find out. Output voltage expression, the V out, is the what? To find out the V out, first of all we have to find out the Bn. That is very important part. This is the Bn we have to find out. Now Bn will be, obviously we have, suppose say 4 by pi integration of, suppose say if we consider this is a theta, this is the pi minus theta. This is one way we can consider. In another way also we can consider the d. This is the width of this one is the d. So VDC sine n omega t d omega t. Now what is this width? Suppose say this is sorry, this is, suppose if we consider this is theta, so this point will be, let me change the color. Suppose say this is theta, this point will be pi by 2 minus theta. That is what we can do it, pi by 2 minus theta. This is one way we can do it. Another way we can do it is setting the limit. One will be, suppose say pi by 4, this is the half part, this is the pi by 4. So pi by 4 plus d by 2, this is the top part, this is equals to pi by 2 plus minus theta. And another one, the theta is what? This is the pi by 4 minus d by 2, this is equals to theta. That is what we can find out. So we can set up this limit. Either you can use this one, this is the pi by 2 minus theta and theta, or else you can use in terms of d. Now I am here using in terms of d. So what is this one? This is the pi by 4 minus d by 2. This is pi by 4 plus d by 2. This is how we can write it. Now what will be the expression? In that case the expression will be 4 VDC by n pi minus of cosine n omega t. This is pi by 4 minus d by 2. This is pi by 4 plus d by 2. That's all. So let me do it here. That is 4 VDC by n pi. Now the thing is that why I am deriving this one, because the many questions in many years the question come from these type of derivations. You have to, means this type, using this type of expressions you have to solve the problem, and that type of problem is generally given in the GATE generally. So you have to be thorough with this part. So the bottom one I will consider first. So this is the cos of the pi by 4 minus d by 2 minus of cos of pi by 4, sorry, plus d by 2. That's all. So we have to derive this part. So this is 4 VDC by n pi, and here this will be cos of pi by 4 into cos of d by 2. This is minus, means plus, sine of pi by 4 into sine of d by 2. This one minus of, this is cos of pi by 4 cos of d by 2, this part, and because of this plus this will be minus, so minus and minus, this will be plus, this will be sine of pi by 4 and sine of d by 2, and put n everywhere, n here, n here, n here, n here, everywhere put n just before that. So this will be the whole derivation. Now if you observe, so basically there will be cancel out, this term and this term will be vanish, this term will vanish. So what will be the final expression? And this will be 2 times, so this will be the 8 VDC by n pi, and this will be sine n pi by 4 into sine n d by 2. That's all. So this is Bn. Now once we find out this one, then we can find out the total expression. Basically total expression will be just multiplication of sine of sinusoidal of n omega t. If we multiply this one, we will get the v naught waveform, sorry, v naught expression. So what is the v naught expression? Let me find out. The v naught expression is that the v naught will be summation n equals to 1 3 5 this to infinity 4 VDC by 8 VDC by n pi. This is cosine sine of n pi by 4 into sine of n d by 2, that's all, into sine of n omega t. This will be the expression for the output voltage. So this is the expression for the output voltage. This part is the peak value, this part is the maximum value. So by here also you can see, by controlling this d we can find out the by controlling this value of d we can control the peak value or the amplitude of the various waveforms. That means the waveforms have different harmonics. It may be fundamental, it may be third harmonics, fifth harmonics. Those things we can find out. The amplitude of those harmonic waveform can be found out or can be controlled also by using this one. And another one, harmonic elimination process. The particular harmonics, if you want to eliminate, what should be the d value, that I have shown you. Similarly you can find out for this one also. So this is the multiple pulse modulations. You can increase the number of pulses and then you can derive this. Similar way you can go for the derivations. In multiple pulse modulation I have shown you for 2 pulse. What will the expression for the 2 pulse modulation? Now next is a sinusoidal pulse width modulation. In sinusoidal pulse modulation, the thing is that before going to the understanding the sinusoidal pulse modulation, first of all we have to understand how we generate this PWM or the pulse width modulation. How we generate these pulses. The pulses are generated by using comparator. So basically what we do, we have some comparator. In the comparator, in one input I give, suppose I give a reference input, in another input I give the carrier signal. By comparison of this one we can generate the pulses. Now what is the whatever the discussions I have done previously, in that case what is the carrier signal and what is the modulating signal or the reference signal, we have to understand that one. Let me first explain that. Previously whatever I have discussed, that is there the reference signal is square wave. What is the reference signal? Reference signal is, suppose, say square wave. This is half cycle, this is another half cycle, this is another half cycle, this one. This is our reference signal which we use to generate the pulses. Okay, reference means this is what we want to generate. Now how do we modulate the pulse? Directly if we give as a the reference signal as a pulse, then we will get the square wave. Now if you want to modulate, how to do it? We have to compare this one. Through the comparator we compare. Now say this signal is called the carrier signal. Now how the carrier signal is? The carrier signal, suppose say there are 2 ways you can draw it. This is one. Let me divide this part. This is the peak, this is also, let's say, peak. I am coming here. There are 2 ways we can do it, either from 0 to 1 or 1 to -1 also. That is also we can do it. Now once we reach here, basically then we'll divide, here is the peak, here we'll get the peak, here we'll get the 0, this part. So here please don't mind. This way, this is one way. Another way also, will start from 1 then it is 0, this way. So basically you can understand this is the carrier wave where the 0 points are matching. Another one can be at the 0 point of the reference signal we may get the 1 of the carrier signal. That is also we can generate. So here I think you will understand this one. So for that I am not drawing that. If I get time I will draw that one also. So now that what happens, if I consider, suppose say this is the carrier signal, I am denoting this one as a VC. The peak value is suppose the VC. VC is the peak value, the carrier signal is VC. And this one is the reference signal. I am denoting this reference signal as VR. This VR. And this is VC. So if VR is greater than VC, if we get VR is greater than VC, in that case we will get 1 at the pulse, that means on, particular one switch will be on. At that time another switch of that leg will be off, okay, and vice versa. Vice versa means whenever the VR is less than VC, so obviously another switch, suppose if I say in this condition, so suppose say this is the S1 leg 1, suppose this is one leg, this is S1, the leg number 1, S1T, this is S1B. So in this case S1T will be on and S1B will be off. In another case S1B will be on and S1T will be off, vice versa. So this is how we generate the pulse basically. So this will generate the pulse. How the pulse will look like, let me show it using the different color. So when the VR is greater than reference voltage is greater than VC. Now let us denote this part. So let me take this. Okay. So if I consider this is 0 and this is 1. So whenever this is 1, what will happen? This will be 1. Reference voltage is greater than 1, then it will be 0, then it will be 1, then it will be 0, then it will be 1, then it will be 0, then it will be 1, this way. This is 0, this is 1, this is the pulse. This is how the pulse look like. This is called the PWM. Now if we control the reference, suppose if I change the reference to here, what will happen? The pulse width will be changed. Now the pulse width you can see, then the pulse width has been already been changed. So by controlling this reference voltage, by changing the reference voltage, we can control the width of the pulse. That is called the pulse width modulation. That is how we generate the pulse and we modulate the pulse width. So now this is pulse. This type of generation of the pulse is called the where we use the square wave for generating the pulse. Okay. Now instead of the square wave, if we use the sinusoidal wave as a reference, then that is called the sinusoidal pulse width modulation, sine PWM or sinusoidal PWM, SPWM. If we use the sine wave as a reference, then that is called the sine PWM or the sinusoidal PWM. So how that will look like? The philosophy will be the same. There will not be any change in philosophy. Philosophy will be same. Now let us see how it looks like. Instead of this one, we will change the sinusoidal input. Sorry, this one. So what we'll do? Suppose that I come back with this attached. Gradually go this way. This is not the point of. Now I have to draw it once again. That is how. So now what is the condition? Condition is that once VR is greater than VC, then we will get the 1. Otherwise 0. So when the VR is greater than VC, this is the point. This is the VR. This is the VR. Now VR is greater than VC. This is the point where VR is greater than VC. So in this point, what we can get it? Suppose before that it will be 0. So this is be 0. This is there. It will be 1. Then it will be 0. And then we will continue this part. So this is the pulse. Now if the magnitude of the sine wave increases or decreases, so width of the pulse will also increase or decrease. So this is how we can control the pulse width. And this type of PWM generation, pulse width modulation, PWM generation is called the sinusoidal pulse width modulation. There are two types of sinusoidal pulse width modulation or the single phase inverter control, if I say unipolar and bipolar. If the output voltage is between 0 to VDC, that means if we take the take with reference of negative bus, then it is called the unipolar PWM. Then the range is 0 to VDC. Now if the output voltage or the pole voltage, if we talk about, that is minus VDC by 2 to plus VDC by 2, then this is called the bipolar PWM. There is one to two PWM generation technique that is used in case of generation of the sine PWM. So now let us derive. Sorry. Now here the important, before the derivation, the important thing is that the derivation, I think you can do it. Already we have done a lot of derivations. I think derivation is not needed for this part. But the thing is that you have to understand that how to find out that number of pulse, how many number of pulse will be there, the pulse number is one important aspect. Another important aspect is that what is the modulation index? That is one important aspect I think I should discuss here. Modulation index. Which is denoted by M. So what is modulation index? Modulation index is the ratio of, suppose say modulation index is the ratio of the peak value of the fundamental sinusoidal voltage waveform to the DC link voltage or the DC voltage. That means suppose say this is the output voltage VO, the fundamental was the 1, VO1 is the fundamental component, and the peak of that, and with that, what is that? That is the VDC. This is called the modulation index. There is another one we can find out, that is the, suppose say the peak value of this one is the VR, suppose say, and the peak value of this one is the VC. Then also we can find out that is that VR by VC, or suppose say this is the amplitude AC or AR, amplitude of the reference peak value and amplitude of the AC. So in that case we can find out that AR by AC, this is also called the modulation index, and this is also we can define as the modulation index. This one is very important. Now by controlling this modulation index, we can control the width of the pulse, and along with that we can control the magnitude and the harmonics of the output waveform. So this is the sinusoidal PWM. So let us now quickly discuss about the unipolar and bipolar PWM. Unipolar PWM. So in unipolar PWM, what happens? Suppose say, let me change the color. In unipolar PWM, suppose say I am changing from this point to this, then again, and this, and again. Suppose this point I am taking, oh sorry, the half wave if I take it. This is the full wave complete. This time I will take the half wave and full wave. Now what we do, that in sinusoidal PWM I have told that there will be a sinusoid which will control this part. This one. This is suppose say VC, the control voltage, or suppose not VC. VC is the carrier. VR. Now what we do, we take another one voltage, that is the minus of VC, minus of VR. just mirror image of this one. Just mirror image of that one. This. So this is basically minus of VR. This side I will write minus of VR, reference voltage. This is also sinusoidal reference voltage. Now this voltage is called the VC. VC. This is the carrier voltage. This is the triangular wave carrier we are giving. Okay. Now what happens? The condition is such that whenever VC is greater than VR is greater than VC, then what will happen? Naturally the C1 S1T will be on. S1T will be on, and when VR is less than VC, S1B will be on. That is the condition. And what will be the generator output voltage? That is, sorry, what is the structure of this inverter? Suppose this is the DC link voltage. इसको कैपेसिटर से रिप्लेस कर लेते हैं. So this is one leg. There will be obviously anti-parallel diode. There is another leg, suppose say this one. There is also anti-parallel diode. So now if I go ahead with this, so this is A terminal, this is suppose a B terminal. Now let's say this terminal is the neutral terminal with which I will just find out the reference, and this is the VDC voltage plus and minus. Minus terminal is suppose say grounded or neutral. I am connected to the neutral. This is the neutral terminal. With respect to this one, I will find out. So what will be the VAN? What will be VAN? VAN will be here VDC plus. Here in this case, this one is on, so VAN will be 0. Similarly, in another case, suppose say minus VR is greater than VC. So what will happen? S2, this one suppose say S1T, this is S2T. S2T will be on. So therefore, so VVN will be plus VDC, and similarly minus VR is less than VC. So S2B will be on. That means VBN will be equals to 0. That means this is grounded. This is 0. Now this is the waveform. Now if I find out here what is the voltage, what will the voltage will happen? So whenever this will be greater than 0, VAN we can find out, VBN we can find out. Whenever this is greater than 0, then we will get this one. You have just seen this condition. Now just erasing, and in this place basically I am going to draw the VN and VAN and VBN, which will be helpful for me. Suppose this is what the unipolar. Sorry, I have not drawn the axis. So what will happen? Let me change the color. Take this color into consideration. This is one where this one is more than 0. That means there is a 1. I will get it. 1. Next, there after that also, after this point, to suppose say at this point, this one is 0. Sorry, VR is greater than VC. So it is 1. Next, whenever this is coming here, this one, so there also we will get this is 0, and then here also, so it will come here also, 0. So this is V R in, sorry, A N, V A N. This one is VDC. This one is VDC. Now similarly, we can draw an VBN here. Let me find out that what is the VBN. Condition is that same, that is the whenever this is greater than reference voltage, that is minus VR is greater than that VC, then we will get the pulse. That means here we will get the pulse. This is the point where so again from here in this complete path. This. So this is the PWM waveform. Now if I combine them, we will get the final output voltage, V output. It means V output is VRN minus VAN minus VBN. This is VBN. So what is the V output voltage? That is VAN minus VBN. Let me so what will be the output voltage of this one? Sorry, this is V output equals to VAN minus VBN. So VAN minus of VBN. So let me take it this part. Let us this. So this will be 1, and then VAN and VN both are VDC. This is also VDC. Both are equal. So there will be 0. So up to this point to this is how. Again this will be 0 here, and then it will be pick up on this. Will be 0 here. This will continue to be 0 here. Now it will continue to be 0 up to this point. Now at this point VBN is VDC and minus portion, so this will be minus side. This is the VDC. Up to which point? This point. After that this will be 0. This, and then this will continue up to this, suppose. And this is this. Sorry for the alignment. I'm very extremely sorry for the misalignment. Then again this will be 0, and here it will be done. This 0. So this is the output voltage waveform, where we can see how we are controlling the width, and width are also not equal, they are the varying width. And what will the output voltage will get? We will get some around this. This is around the sinusoidal voltage. We will get it. The final, this is the fundamental value, VO1. So this is called the unipolar PWM. Now bipolar PWM, how it will happen? In case of bipolar PWM, just I am explaining this one. I am just leaving this part for you to do it. Bipolar PWM, as I have taken long time here. So bipolar PWM is basically when switch this one is on, then this one is C2B. Both will on. Whenever S2T will be on, then S1B will on. So what will be the condition in case of bipolar PWM? S1T and S2B, they will be on at a time, and they will be off at a time. And for whenever this pulse is 1, then they will be both will be on. Whenever the pulse is 0, then this will be off, and S2T and S1B will be on. This is the complementary. Whenever this will be on, this will be off. Whenever this will be off, this will be on. This set will be on. And now we don't need this negative signal. We don't need this negative signal. In that case, we have only one signal is needed. So basically, we will complement whatever the signal, whatever the PWM we will send, we will get it. We will send it both. And in that case, one more change, that is, we will consider this midpoint DC bus voltage. This is the midpoint DC bus voltage that we will consider the O point. So this is VDC by 2. This is VDC by 2. Okay, this is the plus minus plus minus. That is how it will be. So in that case, whatever the output voltage we will get it, there will be a change in the output voltage. In this case, there will be a change in the output voltage. What will be the change? Let me erase this part and explain this. So first, this part, whenever this is on, the condition is same. Whenever this is greater than this one, during this time, what will be on? The VAN will be on. That means the switch, this switch will be on. That time this will be VDC by 2. Suppose say this is a VDC by 2, half of that. This is a VDC by 2, and in that case this one will be minus VDC by 2. Whenever this will be off, this one will be minus VDC by 2. This one will be minus VDC by 2. Next, what will be, this will be 0. Next, up to this point, this will be 1. This is the different part. This will be 1. Next, this will be minus 1 up to this point. Up to this point, it will be minus 1, then it will be 1, and again it will be minus 1 up to this point, this will be 1. This one. This is how it will continue. Now, what will happen here? In another case, what is the VBN? N now, this will not be N now. Now this N will not be there. This will not be with reference to this one. Will be reference to O. So AO and BO. Now this is AO and BO. So this will be AO minus BO. This is the output voltage. Written VAB. Output voltage means this is the output voltage VO plus minus. Here equals to VAO minus VBO. So what will be the, this will be the mirror image, just mirror of this, just mirror of this. This is how it will be. This is minus VDC by 2, this is plus VDC by 2. This is plus VDC by 2. This is minus VDC by 2. So what will be the output? What will the output voltage? So output voltage will be such that it is the plus VDC to minus VDC. So whenever this is minus VDC by 2, minus or minus VDC by 2, so up to this point, this will be minus VDC. Then this point, this is a plus VDC, minus or minus VDC, plus VDC, this will be plus VDC. Then this point, this will be minus VDC. Here. This is a plus VDC. This is how it will continue. Minus VDC and minus of plus VDC, minus VDC. So VDC by 2. These are the VDC by 2. Here this will be VDC. This is VDC. This is plus VDC, minus VDC, minus VDC. Okay. This is plus VDC. That is how it will. So from this one thing we can understand that so if I find out the average voltage is this time, this is the average voltage, most of the time this is on, so average voltage will be more, and after that it will slightly, it will be shifted though, it will here also, from here also it will be shifted. So that is how it will be. This side, yes, you can consider that way also, no issues. This is the waveform. This is the fundamental average value. So this waveform is called, this is called the bipolar Why this is called bipolar? Because we have it is minus VDC and plus VDC. Here also minus VDC by 2 plus VDC by 2. Bipolar. In previously we have got only 0 or VDC. So this is all about sinusoidal PWM and most of the PWM part. Derivation you do it, I think you can do it. The basic background I have given. So that is all about the inverter, what I thought to discuss. Thank you. Study well. Hope you will clear the gate.